welcome to CosmoMuse Tarot and a new 5-minute Friday, which is really just shorthand for saying it's a short reading. They're always several minutes beyond 5 minutes. Sometimes they even go up to 10 minutes, but you know, it's a catchy name. So anyway, that being said, some things to know before you go into this reading is when you phrase your yes, no question, which what this reading is, yes, no, maybe. So you're posing your own question about a yes, no, maybe. And the way you phrase it, just so that I'm going in the same direction, you're going in the same direction, everything's sort of aligned, which makes it more clear both for you and me, is phrase your question so that yes would be the outcome you would hope for. And if you don't really care so much what the answer is, you're just looking for insight, just try and make it so that whatever feels the most sort of positive way to phrase it, that yes would be the outcome still. Okay, that being said, let's look at the 4 piles we have, and then we'll do a little breath work that will help you to connect to some of your chakras and really open up to some good inspiration in feeling into which pile is your most aligned, has your most aligned message. So pile 1, we've got rose quartz. It's a raw rose quartz. Pile 2, we've got howlite. Pile 3, we have a flower jasper. And pile 4 is Dalmation jasper. Okay, let's do the breath work now. So place your feet firmly on the ground, feel that stability, that earthing underneath you, holding you, and take a deep breath in. Suck that stability up within you, expand into it, feel the weight of it. Really let that help you drop into some embodiment. And then exhale. And then we're going to inhale again, and this time you're going to draw the air, the oxygen up to the space between your brows. You're going to hold it there. You're going to add a little extra air, suck in a little bit more to add some pressure there at that third eye point, connecting you to your higher and wider self. And then you're going to exhale out loud. Releasing that ah, opens up your crown chakra, also inviting in inspiration from guides, from spirit. So we've got several of your, chakras that can really help you to understand which and feel into which pile sort of has that anchor point for you, that grounding for you that really tracks you in. Okay, if you need more time, this is where you should pause. Otherwise, I will see you in your piles, and timestamps are in the description so you can jump straight there. All right, see you guys. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your 5-minute Friday yes, no, maybe question. If this is you guys, you picked the raw rose quartz stone, and an intuitive hit I got off of this before we jump into your cards was sort of this, I'm actually going to use an example of what just happened for me to show what I'm feeling about this stone, as I'd been thinking about having at least the tarot and the astrology cards already flipped over. And trying that as something that was new to how I do these readings. It's the same format that usually I flip them over one by one and sort of see them as you see them. And I was just thinking, that's something that takes a little bit more time, and you know, kind of promote this as a short 5-minute reading, and maybe it would be more efficient if I just already had some cards flipped over. And I'd been thinking about that for a couple days, but I wasn't sure if I was going to do it this time. But as I picked up your stone and drew your cards, it just felt like right. Like, yeah, let's try something new. I felt confident about it. It felt settled. It felt right. So there may be something around your energy right now or around your question where you feel like it's like the right timing to kind of switch something up, do something in a way that's a little bit more efficient, a little bit more to the point, and just kind of jumping in. And then when I flipped your cards over, it was very much supported in what I saw. So the Magician is definitely about that, really knowing what you're wanting to anchor in and knowing how to do it, and really having that capacity to kind of manifest and feel really confident in the tools at your disposal and what you can do with them. And then the Knight of Coins also is this, you know, I relate this to Virgo energy, which is the same thing as I relate 6th house to Virgo energy. So these were kind of saying the same thing of like efficiency. Like, let's make this efficient. Let's tend to this in a way where we can make this very productive, very rhythmic, very systemized, and in a way that's really clear and clean. And that just felt very aligned with what I was feeling with your stone. And then I also saw the 44 on this card, which connected to that confidence I felt. Something coming through about this question of, you know, maybe a decision you're needing to make, and that the answer would be beyond a yes here. The answer would be that this is not just more sustainable, more streamlined and healthier, but it can bring foundations that has a lot more power to it as well. The one hang up I see here is the 3 of Swords, which makes me feel like there's even though I'm feeling quite a bit of yes energy for this question for you guys, this 3 of Swords sways me into just like there may be a slight maybe to your answer here. I think that your yes will come if you can get over any sort of fears around making a decision you're needing to make, and like really aligning with that thing you know needs to be streamlined. Maybe what you're needing to streamline, there's like some fear around it, or some deliberation that has some weight around it for some reason. So if you can kind of get over that and make the decision to streamline something, the feeling I'm getting is it will go very well. It will maybe feel a little different at first, but I think it's you're going to feel a lightening up. And I like that light shining on the Knight of Coins. It's sort of like making that decision that may feel a little heavy or a little resistance there. But when you do, things sort of lighten up here. And these 2 cards are just supporting what I'm thinking of, like there's just a better, more aligned, more wise strategy coming through for you around this question. And it does require change. It's going to require you to shake things up a little, maybe not. If I'm any indication of what I was inspired to do, it might not be like, you know, throwing the baby out with the bathwater, just like, just a flipping of, you know, a little flip, a little change, a little tweak that is required here. So, and that could have to do with something with your question as well to get the yes. Like to get your yes, you may need a little bit of a change. You may need to push through resistance in your heart. You may need to streamline something that might be hard for you to let go of, or that feels unsure if you should let go of. But if you can do that, you'll get past the maybe into the yes, and it should be a very much more solid foundation, much more efficient way to do things. Okay, so what I'm not changing about how I've done this reading is I haven't seen these. So we're going to look at your oracle cards to end this reading real quick. So Eternal Return. Yeah, this just feels like if you can get over the hump with something, let go of something, streamline something, there is just like a much better flow, a much easier, much lighter, much better flow. Okay, and then with the tea leaves, we have fair man, dealings or relationship with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. I often like to connect that gray hair to this, like there's some sort of elder status, and I would actually even connect this to Pallas Athena, like there's through experience, through your own wisdom of lived experience, there's something you know, there's some strategy I think coming up in you that feels right, that feels like it's coming through from experience, from wisdom, and from an ability to make a change that will just be more sustainable. And then we've got rabbit, too much concern with sexual matters. So yeah, that for some of you, that 3 of Swords, this could have to do with relationships, and there might just be something where you're having to be a little bit more logical in a decision you're needing to make right now. It's sort of like your heart knows something, your heart might be heavy around something, but you know that something needs to be streamlined. It might not be the whole of something with your heart, like a whole relationship, but something about this relationship, there might need to be like a talk about something. You might need to bring up an issue that helps sort of clear the air, streamline something. If this isn't about relationships, there's just, this feels connected to the heart for me. It doesn't have to be sexual. It can be just that sacral chakra, something that you feel very sensitively about and have some sort of emotional attachment to. And I think you already know, same thing with this and the last phrase I just said. There's something that you know needs to be streamlined, even if there's sort of an emotional attachment, and it will turn out for the better. Okay, this is where I'm going to leave you guys. I hope this resonated. If so, I always appreciate thumbs up, and little comments are always fun, and definitely subscribe if you're not. All right, see you guys. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your Yes, No, Maybe reading. You guys picked the Howlite. So a quick intuitive hit I got from your stone before we jump into the cards was something like getting to the point of something, streamlining, getting to the point. And as you can see, if you've already been doing these readings that I do every week, the 5-minute Yes, No, Maybe, I am changing. I'm flipping over these first initial tarot and astrology cards to see if I can be more to the point and more efficient and get the timing a little bit shorter for these. And I felt that in this stone of like something like getting to the point of something. But for you guys, you did have an ace that or a page that came out in reverse, and the Hierophant that came out in reverse. So I do want to lean into a little bit more of a no for this question, but with a caveat that something beautiful is coming through, but some healing is required. You've got Chiron here sitting under the upright card of the Page of Coins. So it's like needing to tap into a little bit more self-love, like a new sense of self-love arising, really connecting to some self-love that is trying to get your attention, is wanting you to, it's almost like self-love I'm feeling here as like its own entity, and it's trying to like knock on your door and like, hey, I have a new way for you to tap into self-love, like open me. I've got you. And there's something here, if you can just listen to that call, open up to messages coming through, new impulses coming through, where you can really tap into this new way, this new insight into finding self-love, and especially for your value, for what you bring to the table, what you manifest, what you have the capability of producing in life. And just like around, it's like self-value and self-love mingling here, and something very healing that will like clean out old patterning around this, and it's going to lead you to a much better thing than what this how this question is phrased. It's like something a little different, and I think you're going to have to break out of old constructs, potentially even let go of sort of like hooks from how you were trained to think about self-love, or how your family dealt with self-love. It's like time for you to connect to this in your own way, and in a new way, and in an authentic way, instead of old learned ways. And this will bring you healing, abundance, strength, if you can listen to this. So whatever your question is, it is a no, but there's something much better waiting once you really open up to what is trying to get your attention around some self-value and self-love here. And it holds something so much bigger than what your question is about. Okay, let's look at your oracle cards. Muladhara, it's your whole foundation, your sense of belonging, solidity, even your physical vitality will really benefit from sort of letting go of at least how your question is currently phrased, and really looking for this thing, this way, this insight into self-love that's coming. It will bring so much more grounding to you, and materialization. Okay, your tea leaves, we have cracked cup, dissatisfaction with life, and barrel. You feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. So something around your question is just attached to an old way of understanding how to love yourself, and you need to let go of that. Look for this message trying to come through, this new entity and insight of understanding self-love, and it's going to bring a lot of self-value at the same time, and it will really help you to heal some dissatisfaction, heal some lack mentality, and bring in strength, abundance, and that ability to really ground and manifest in the material realm. So look for something fresh here. There's something more fresh than where your question is trying to lead you. All right, look at that. We did make this much more efficient and almost got to the 5-minute point. So anyway, if this resonated, I always appreciate a thumbs up. Little comments are fun as well. And if you are not subscribed, I would love it if you would subscribe if you want more readings like this. All right, see you. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your Yes, No, Maybe reading. If this is you guys, you picked the flower agate. So just a quick intuitive hit I got from this stone as I was shuffling your cards was I immediately had this wave of emotion come over me. And then my chair, it has rollers on it, and it got stuck, and I had to like get up and unstick my chair, and I'm like, there's something emotional, something stuck, something clouding here. And then, as you can see, if you've already been doing these weekly Friday readings, I've changed the format a little to try and make these a little more efficient and closer to the 5-minute, in that I am already coming into the reading with the tarot and the astrology cards flipped over. So I already had that sense, and then as I was flipping the cards over, it made perfect sense what was going on here. Despite how you feel right now, there is a yes here if you can be patient, if you can trust the process. So technically this is a maybe, but there's very, very possible to get the yes if you can just kind of calm the storm on the surface and trust that all of the hard work you've been putting in around this question is doing something under the surface. You just need a little, I feel like you've already been very patient here, and it's just like, it's a process. Whatever you're doing, it's a process. And it may feel like you've been really working towards and cultivating things to try and give you some stability or security of some sort, and it's just like not happening. It may even feel for some of you like your output of resources just constantly is more than the input of resources, or like your income and the things you're needing to attend to and have resources for are just like never quite, it's like you can never quite save enough or make enough, but you've been working so hard to change that, to change your fortune. And I feel like you've had a plan, you've had a new idea or a new way of doing things that you've felt really, at least initially felt very good about, like the right direction. And this is saying that this is like, it is working. It's just a process. It takes time. Stick in there. And if you can, the arrival is right around the corner. The sun is about to come up and new balance will be established in your life. That output versus input of whatever your question is about. It doesn't have to be about money, but there's something that's like not right on the input output. But when you see, you're going to see visible evidence soon if you can trust the process and stick with it. And it will bring warmth, it will bring light, it will bring alignment, and visible real world evidence is coming. And if you can stick in and be patient for this, it's really going to balance things for you. So it may not be all of a sudden this huge, like you're gonna immediately be able to create a huge savings or something, but it's like there'll be an even playing field. Like what is incoming and outcoming is very balanced, at least initially. I think in the long term, there is the potential to create some savings here or some reserve of some sort here. But initially, like it will just create some stability for you, some balance and the right feeling of exchange, like the exchange that you feel is fair is coming through here. If you can be patient and keep on with this beautiful cultivation and really caring about working on this. So it may feel emotional right now, but trust the process. Okay, let's look at your oracle card. So ether, yeah, it's still like in that, there's something that's still needing to be grounded in here. It's still in this like download phase and this inspiration phase. So anything you can do to ground yourself and ground the energy of what you've been really working hard at. So like getting into your body, understanding what makes you feel secure and your process of securing things, your process of embodiment, your process of feeling a sense of belonging, something about that, putting some effort there will really help to ground some of the inspiration you've been cultivating. And then we've got finger, warning you of a problem either now or in the future. And this is where the maybe is. This is sort of like, and it's pointing straight to the ether. It's like if you, so it's two parts here. Trust the process, keep doing the beautiful cultivating, the hard work, the tending to that you've been doing, investing in yourself even. Be patient with that. So there's, you know, if you can be patient with that, you'll get over whatever problem you're perceiving right now. And the other part is needing to ground this, needing to take it out of sort of inspiration and into more of a grounding. I don't know, because I don't know, you know, your questions, I wish I could, maybe this will have a better answer here. I don't, you know, I think I'm getting a sense that the questions are varied, so I'm not getting a great way or a real clear way of telling you how to ground it other than anything you can do to embody yourself. And that will guarantee success. Yeah, beautiful. Gorgeous. So very much so a potential of a yes here. So don't take the emotion you're feeling right now as any kind of sign of this being something that's, you know, a lost cause. Patience, continue with the process and ground something here, and you'll get a really beautiful yes if you can do that. If not, it stays with the maybe in this nebulous ether place. Okay, if this resonated, I always appreciate a thumbs up. Little comments are very fun to read too, and definitely subscribe if you're not yet. All right, see you guys. Hello, pile 4. Welcome to your yes, no, maybe reading. You guys picked the Dalmation Jasper. And just a quick intuitive hit I got from your stone as I was shuffling was initially, I've never had this happen to me. It was like totally neutral. And so I sort of had to ask this question to help get some energy bouncing. It was like, does this pile even care about their question? And then by posing that, then I got kind of, you know, that reverberation of like, oh, okay, here's what's going on. So I got a very specific download about this. And so if this does not resonate, you know, choose a different pile, or there's other yes no readings. I do them most Fridays. So because it's rare that I've gotten such a specific message. I usually don't get really, really specific messages. But when I asked, you know, if you guys just don't care about this question, the answer I got back was like, yeah, indeed you do. But there is potentially, for a lot of you coming here, some unreality around it. And it can be really fun to ask those unreality questions, have at it. I do it sometimes in other people's yes, no's just for fun. And I know it's not real. But I'm just like, yeah, anyway, going past that. So in terms of how your question is right now, whether it's completely fantastical or just a little out of reach, I can't really give you a yes, no, maybe, because it's just not. So, I mean, it is basically a no, how it's phrased right now, and what this is around. But I would say that, yeah, there's absolutely the potential of a yes here in a past lifetime, in a future lifetime, on the soul level. There is some nice energy here, but it's not for this lifetime, I guess I would say. But Spirit came through with its own message. It wanted to like ground you back into it. It was like, yeah, you may have come here for a fun, fantastical question, but I actually have something to tell you that's real. And that is that this reading is absolutely a relationship reading and a love relationship reading. So if that doesn't match for you, it's just not your pile. is that there is someone right now that is coming in that you have. It's a maybe in this, like I'm giving you a new circumstance, and there's a maybe around this circumstance, but the very much so a potential of a yes. There is someone coming in that's either you already know them or someone you know knows them. They're either in your friend group already and part of what you would consider your soul tribe, or they're a friend of a friend, or they're like in your industry, and something may happen where you hear of them, or there's some news about them that intrigues you and you realize someone you know knows them. And so you need to take a little bit of action to make this connection, or to realize someone is in your friend zone that could actually be more than a friend. And whoever it is coming, like they're really, like soul level, really, really beautiful connection and really beautiful partnership energy here, and potential for like power coupledom. Like a lot of resource creation is potential in the, your combined energy you make. It kind of draws in resources too, which is beautiful to see. So it's kind of funny where I'm feeling like initially your question wasn't based in reality, but Spirit's like, but you came here for a reason, and maybe those fantasies you're having are here, or this fantastical question is here because you can sense something coming in and you don't know how to place it on something real. And this is saying like, okay, well, here's how. Okay, we're gonna pull a couple of oracle cards to end this, to see anything else wanting to come through. The one. This is, this could be the one for some of you. So that's no big, not a big deal. And then handshake, a meeting with a stranger could be important. So it does feel to me that it's at least 2 degrees away. Like you maybe don't know them yet. Someone you know knows them. So be assertive about this. Pay attention to someone that might pop up in some news or in a conversation, or the people around you seem to know but you don't know who they are, or something like that. Like start paying attention, because this is a maybe of this new potential. Is dependent on you paying attention and taking action to make a connection here. And then hills, obstacles to overcome. Yeah, it's like it's a maybe. You do have to get over that obstacle of this person being a degree away from that 1 degree of separation. So 2 degrees of separation here. So you have to come over that obstacle of paying attention to even someone that comes up that intrigues you, and then being assertive about making a link. And you don't have to ask to be set up. You could just say, oh, I'm curious about this person. We seem to have certain things in common. Be fun to, next time you're around them, can I go with you? Maybe there's a party or a whatever, a lunch meeting, something like, can I come along? I'm fascinated. That kind of thing. So, you may have come here with a fun fantasy question, and Spirit said, but there's actually something fantastic coming if you pay attention and take some action. So, all right, this is where I'm going to leave you, pile 4. I hope this was correct for some people. I feel like a lot of you may have had to go to a different reading, but if you're still here, I'm so grateful that this message came through for you. How fun. All right, if this resonated, I always appreciate a thumbs up. Little comments are always fun to check out as well, and definitely subscribe if you're not yet. All right, see you guys.